Democrats lashing out against the new tax cuts plan, calling it class warfare.
The Trump tax plan puts income inequality on steroids. Who loses in the equation? Working people and middle-class people.
They're willing to penalize poor people, hard-working Americans who don't make a lot of money.
This is class warfare, and we're going to stand up and fight back.
Okay, but doesn't a tax cut across the board help everybody? Here for a debate is the executive director of the Black Sphere and Fox News contributor, Kevin Jackson, along with Democratic strategist Scott Levinson. Guys, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's start with you, Kevin. This tax cut, for the most part, is across the board. And when you look at how it benefits the middle class, we've got a graphic. It doubles the standard deduction, also a doubling of the child tax credit. It preserves college loan and medical expense deductions as well. That doesn't exactly look like Armageddon to me.
Right. I would love to see Donald Trump come out and say, if you like your tax plan, you can keep your tax plan. It would be so fitting. Look, we got the Democrats passed Obamacare claiming that it was going to be this panacea for everything. It was a horrible piece of legislation. We've already figured out it's raised people's health care, quite frankly, through the roof. And the Democrats don't want to repeal it, but then they use the excuse for the Republicans that, hey, you know, this isn't going to benefit everybody. Donald Trump didn't say it would benefit everybody. It doesn't have to benefit everybody, but it will give money back to the people who pay for America to operate. And so, and not to mention, we won. So if Donald Trump wants to pass a tax plan, he should be able to. And the final point is, look at the amount of money that Barack Obama added to the budget, and the Democrats now want to say, well, if it isn't cost neutral, then suddenly it's a bad plan.
Okay, so Scott, Kevin just mentioned we won, referring to the Republicans. Elections have consequences, essentially. This is actually going to be good for your small business, Scott.
I mean, the fact that I am in a top earning category and it might benefit me personally doesn't mean it's good for the American public. This is a scam. It's it's actually brought on by a huckster. If you look at the details of the plan, if you look at health care, if you look at the deficit, if you look at the cut of corporate taxes, it's clear who this is benefiting. The folks from this administration, said it would bring down health care costs. It's going to drive up health care costs.
Well, we
said it was going to push down the deficit. They said it was going to push down the deficit. It's driving up the deficit.
Scott, all you got are talking points.
Excuse me.
Let him finish.
They're going to cut corporate taxes by 42%. Cut corporate taxes by 42%. We know who that benefits. Working class people don't have corporations. Corporations benefit the wealthy.
No, they're the people. They're the people that employ.
And you know what? And you know what? The fact is, if we really wanted to believe this president, he said it would be a bad tax plan for him. Let the guy release his taxes.
Okay, going back to that, Kevin.
He's already released his taxes. Look, everything he just said, Steve, everything he just said are Democrat leftist talking points. Look, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. When the Democrats talk,
when the Democrats cut in corporate taxes.
Listen, I'm done with you. When the Democrats talk about raising the minimum wage, I'll give you a good example. They didn't care that it was going to hurt people with fixed incomes. If you raise the minimum wage from $7 an hour to $15 an hour, let me finish. If you raise the minimum wage from $7 to $15 an hour, you cut everybody with a fixed income. Their money goes by half. But the Democrats don't care about that. They act as if it's doom and gloom, the same way they acted as if when Donald Trump got elected, the economy was going to go into the crapper.
Okay,
the economy is booming.
Hold on just a second. Both of you, hold on a second. Here is Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House, talking about how this tax bill, if it goes through, you know, kiss life on this earth as we know it goodbye.
It is the end of the road. This health care, the debate on health care is life, death. This is Armageddon.
Armageddon. Scott, ultimately, the Republicans' intent is to lower taxes on small businesses like the one you run so that you will be able to hire more people at the lower end of the economic food chain. That's how you create jobs.
We've heard about the trickle-down myth for over a generation. It doesn't work. $1 trillion deficit only puts our spending on the backs of our children. This is not good, certainly not good conservative fiscal policy. It's a boondoggle. It's a scam on the American public, and it's a 42.
Coming out of what we came out of with Obama.
The very fact that we came on to discuss the tax cuts, supposedly, and he's talking about minimum wage shows they want to say, look over here, look over here.
No,
But
we can
don't
talk about
look
the
at
tax cuts.
40
We can look
so
at what
you
Obama did.
Explain Obama did.
All right.
Explain how a 42%
He gave us
corporate
double
tax
the
cut
debt,
is
is
good
what he
for
did.
Guys, we're
working
going to have to end it
families.
right there. It does look as if it's inevitable. The Senate and the House are going to have a conference. They're probably going to vote on it before Christmas. Let's get
And hey, the world's not gonna end, Steve.
Let's get together in a year and see how it's doing.
Love
All
it.
right. Scott and Kevin, thank you very much for joining us live.
Morning.
My pleasure.